Already here and ready for action. YouTube real estate. What's going on, Brian? How you doing, buddy? Love to see it. I love to see it. 100%. How you doing tonight, man? You know, it says here, welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. What's going on, man? How you doing? So, yeah, tell me, how's Cyberpunk 2077? I was watching, who was it? I was watching Shroud. He was playing it with RTX on, and did it look pretty? But man, even he was struggling to even stream it. And he does this for a living, you know, and he's got the top gear. He was struggling to stream it with the full RTX and everything running. It's Kitty Liddy. Is that what I'm getting from that? It's Kitty Liddy, like is that bad? Like kitty litter, or is that good? The things that I need to know. Dropping low. It was crashing a lot, but they sent out a new update today. No problem since. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, and it still baffles me that people complain about it. Honestly, that there's crashing and bugs in games. Like, the size of the games that are being made now are just ridiculous. Like, people can't fathom how big these games actually are and how much time, effort, detail can go into it. But with a game so big, I mean, there's going to be issues. There's going to be bugs that are going to be potentially missed. I mean, it just happens, you know? And it still baffles me that people complain about it. It's like, oh, but that's what's perfect about it. It's like people go, hey, this is a bug. Then they go, perfect, we can put out a patch for that. Now we know that there's more issues. But I feel like people just are so quick to hate on things. Definitely would buy it. You can do anything and everything. Yeah, no, I was looking at it. It looked pretty cool. I mean, everyone was sharing their character models of, putting boobs and wieners on a single person, and because they incorporated that function, and so everyone's like thinking it's the funniest thing in the world. Like, did they think that they were being inclusive doing that? That's what I think was funny to me. Is like, dude, the video game industry is the last industry that needs to try to be inclusive and tries to be like progressive towards all of that crap. Like, it baffles my mind. I mean, you can download Skyrim mods that are way more detailed and in depth than the crap like that. It's like, I don't need a wiener on my lady character. And, it doesn't matter to me, especially when the majority of the game's in first person. Like, I don't know. It just, that blows my mind. But, it's just, that's how the cookie crumbles, Brian, as the cool kids say. So, are you done with your Call of Duty career then? It's definitely interesting. You can choose your orientation. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, that's the world we live in, and that's the direction we're heading, right? I mean, that's just kind of what it's all about. So how's your week been, man? You having a good week? Having a drink tonight? Relaxing? Like, I'm trying to set the full relaxation mode right now. I have a peppermint candle right here. Which one is this? Twisted peppermint. And then behind me back there is crushed candy cane. And then I have my lights and my little fake fireplace. I'm just trying to set the relaxation mood for the Friday night. Just chill. Right, it's very customizable. No, I'm still playing COD. Just resting that for a second. Yeah, no, I get it. Dude, you're Your brother went live on Facebook, and I didn't even look at the name. And I'm like, oh, Brian's out DJing. I'm like, that's crazy. Then I'm like, wait a minute, that's not Brian. You and your brother, I know you're identical twins, right? It is uncanny. Even when you speak, it's so similar. Like, it freaks me out. I'm like, that's not Brian. It's Brandon. Anybody just jumping in, welcome to my little live stream here. Feel free to hang out and chat about really anything. Music, your week. How are you doing? I'm hoping that the notifications go out like they did last time, because last week's stream was super successful. We had a whole bunch of people jump on. Thank you so much for helping your stream set. Yeah, absolutely. It was funny because I was trying to talk him through it as he was doing it, and then he just got frustrated and called me. He's like, can we just talk here? I'm like, that's fine. So I'm like, I was like laying in bed too. Like, I was laying in bed, like ready to go to bed, and he called me. I'm like sitting in my boxers, like turning on my computer at night, talking. I'm like, oh, you need to go to your settings, and then you need to go here. But no, I'm glad it worked out for him and everything got set up. I think the biggest issue is just him. At the end of the day, was just trying to use the headset that was for a console, and then trying to connect it with his PC. And unfortunately, it wasn't rolling that way, you know. Because he was trying to use the microphone up here and his Blue Yeti microphone, because he thought they differentiated from each other. He thought the Blue Yeti microphone would be different from his in-game microphone. He is not very technical. That's okay. It's okay. That's not a big deal. But he got it set up. It looks really good. It looks clean, and that was what matters. And now it looks pretty good. It's definitely cool. You know, what I like is how much you two support each other. You don't see that a lot with brothers and family. Like, I've been a band for, granted my brother lives in Arizona, but we've been a band now for 7 years, and he's never seen me play live once. And then the only time I brought him over to a practice to listen to my band play kind of in a live setting, but in a crappy live setting. He watched the football game that was on the entire time. So it was just kind of frustrating, because like you have a cool thing going with your brother there. Well, I'll hang out for a while and just relax. And James McClung, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Nothing too crazy going on, just hanging out, relaxing. How are you, man? Sorry, bro, maybe it's not his thing, I guess, but he still shows some love. I just think that I think the whole being intentional about things is lacking in my family. James McClung, what's up? What's going on, man? How you doing? Really just kind of hang out, talking, chat about anything, games, music. So we're kind of really whatever this stream is, just kind of chill out, relaxing on a Friday evening, have a drink, just hang out, man. So whatever comes to mind, we can chat about. Like, talk to me about your favorite music, your genres of music. Maybe tell me where you're from. Just kind of really anything you want to talk about. It's kind of open game. Just thought I'd jump in for a bit. Yeah, no problem. I appreciate you coming and hanging out. No issues there, man. I appreciate you hanging out. Whether it's 1 or 2 minutes. No worries. Socrates, what's going on? How are you? Welcome back to the stream. So what I do need, though, is your Baby Metal reactions brought me to your channel. Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, I like Baby Metal. Baby Metal's cool. I think they're very talented. I'm partial to the musicians in the band, which I think is referred to as the Kami band. I think they're crazy good, but because I just love the heavier style instrumentals. But the girls up front are definitely super talented. Overall, they're great musicians. I can't listen to them for too long, mainly because of the vocal style. Like with me, I like the heavier vocal style, and that's obviously not baby metal. But they're great. They're definitely a great band. The drink looks delicious. It is. It is delicious, and you should be jealous. It is basically my default drink. You can hear that little ASMR right there. You didn't know I was an ASMR channel, did you? I'll start rubbing weird fabrics on the mic next. It's just rum and Coke. The good rum, 100 proof. So how is everyone doing tonight? So, hey, if you're new to the channel or new to the stream, we're just relaxing. Nothing too pressured here. Just hang out, chill. Oh yeah. Socrates, how are you doing? I saw you commenting on the last couple of my videos, so thank you. James, again, like I said, I appreciate you stopping by, whether it's for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever, man. I appreciate it, seriously. And just out of curiosity, I'm working on setting things up with the stream. You know, I was just invited to be a part of the YouTube Partner Program, which is pretty cool. So, you know, if you guys can say, is the Super Chat thing available to you guys? Is that, like, there? I'm glad you enjoyed Shepherd's Reign. Yeah, I thought Shepherd's Reign was awesome. I liked it specifically, not specifically, but like I gave the comparison of the Who just because of like kind of what they're using as a background and like a forefront for their music. I said background and forefront, which is completely opposites of each other. But I compared them because, you know, they're using traditional Mongolian, you know, instruments and culture, and it's kind of similar with Shepherd's Reign as well, being Pacific Islanders and bringing that all together and kind of using their tradition and their culture into the music. But I think I liked Shepherd's Reign a little bit more because the vocals were just a kind of a more masculine style of vocals, a little grittier, a little heavier style of vocals, and he had a very melodic tone to his vocals. Now, the Who's great too because, you know, it's Mongolian, so they're throwing in the throat singing and stuff, which is really cool. But it just, like, it's one of those things. It's almost like, okay, it's cool for 1 or 2 songs, but I couldn't catch myself sitting down all the time listening to it. James says, have you checked out the Kami Band stuff? One of the guitarists, I'm gonna mispronounce it, Takayoshi, has a band, and Kamis have stuff on their own too. You know, I haven't ventured too much out, to be honest, James. I need to do that. Typically, I try not to venture too much out on my own for music now, specifically because when I do a reaction to a video, I actually want it to be genuine. And so that's one big thing I've noticed with a lot of YouTubers is that their reactions are clearly not genuine. Half the time, you know, you're seeing them watch a song. You can tell that they've seen 1,000 times or listened to 1,000 times because you can see them kind of mimicking the lyrics under their breath, or kind of like they'll headbang specifically when a specific part is coming, that if you've never seen it before, that you wouldn't know that that's coming, right? Oh, what in the hell? I appreciate it. I was just making sure it was there because I'm new to all of this and setting it all up. You did not have to do that. But hey, man, thank you. Much love, YouTube Real Estate, for the $10. And you know what that bothers me? I need to work on the alert box. Why is that? Let's make sure. Let's try that again. I want that to work. Let's see if we can get it to work. There we go. Let's see if that popped up. See, it's a stupid zombie right now. I'm going to change that. That's lame. That's a lame sauce, but there we go. Thanks for the $10, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, back to what I was saying is I feel like there's a lot of YouTubers are clickbaiting. They are not giving genuine reactions. You know, when's the last time you jumped up and punched something in your room, or you threw your chair across the room because of a song you were listening to? I've never done that. And it's funny because I'm in a metal band. I've played hundreds of shows live. I've been to hundreds and hundreds of more shows, just as a viewer. And even at those shows, there's people moshing that don't go as hard as some of these reactors do in their videos. And so it's almost comical to me, the acting job that some of these guys do in their videos. And that bothers me to a sense, because it doesn't feel genuine. It doesn't feel authentic. And that's the whole point of a reaction video, right? It's to give an authentic reaction to something you've never heard before. And that's why I'm not reacting to a lot of music that I typically listen to, because first off, I've listened to most of it, and second of all, it wouldn't be genuine if I just started reacting to songs that I've heard before. So that's why I don't do that. It just doesn't seem genuine and authentic, and I see a lot of YouTubers who do that, and reactors who they're clearly reacting to songs they've heard before, but they're doing it because they get views from it. And that's like another reason why I'm trying to kind of stray away from doing a lot of the baby metal videos and the Love Bites videos, because they're cool and all, and I genuinely have never heard of them. But as I did it, I've realized that they've become kind of a clickbaity thing. Like, oh, if you react to them, you're going to get a lot of views, because that's become a thing right now, because people love to see people react to this. And I don't want to be clickbaity. I just want to check out new music and be authentic with my reactions. That's why I don't jump up. Like, if I say something's good, it's because I think it's good. Even if I don't think something's good, I typically try to find positive elements of the song. Socrates says the other songs of Shepherd's Rain songs I recommend are kick-ass. One is in English. Awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out. I definitely enjoyed Shepherd's Rain. I'll definitely be checking more of them out, because I did enjoy them. Instrumentally, they were kick-ass. What I need is I'm having some new merch created, and I don't want to use Google Translate, but I need somebody who speaks Japanese, so they can I make sure that I do this correctly, because I'd like to get one of my hoodies from my merch store that has my logo on it, that you kind of see here, right there on your screen. It's the hoodies right there, but instead of where it says Metal Vocalist Reacts, I'd like it to be in Japanese. But I don't trust Google Translate to translate that correctly or do it correctly, and correct Japanese grammar, or however you want to put it. So I need to find somebody who speaks proper Japanese so I can get that created. So I want to do that. That's going to be one of the new merch designs, and I'm going to be doing some cool other designs. I'm working with an artist right now, and we're going to be coming up with some cool designs. So I want to add more to the store, more to the caters, just stuff that I'm reacting to at the time, and just different stuff like that, stuff that people might want to wear. But if you just jumped into the stream, guys, welcome. We're just hanging out, having a drink, chatting about music, really chat about anything. I'm open. If you're just having a rough day and you want to vent away, it doesn't bother me. I'm kind of open with that. It's all about kind of relaxing. It's Friday. We're going into the weekend. Maybe you had a good week. Maybe you had a bad week. James, do you get into any older stuff like Sabbath, Rainbow, 70s, 80s rock? So here, like I'm 27 years old. I was born in 1993. So when I grew up, like, those were the bands that my dad loved and listened to, right? And I do see your comment, Socrates. I'll get to you in just 1 second. I just want to finish my thought. But James, yeah. So when I grew up, those were the bands my dad listened to. So when I grew up, I heard bands like Black Sabbath. I heard bands like Ronnie James Dio, Black Label Society, AC/DC. But I never really so much got into them, because those were more so my dad's generation of bands when he was kind of growing up and listening to metal at the time, and because that was metal at the time. Here we go. But I really just didn't get into them. When I started listening to music on the heavier side, it's because of sports. When I played football. And I grew up listening to bands like Tool, A Perfect Circle, and then that grew into like bands like Godsmack, Disturbed, Mudvayne, System of the Down, and that was kind of like how my tree went. So I didn't go from like the hair metal and the 80s metal and rock where grow out your hair and headbang kind of stuff. I never got into it. It was never something that I really enjoyed. So I went from bands like System of a Down and Mudvayne, even say Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park, and stuff like that. And then I progressively started listening to heavy music, and then I got into like that emo phase in high school or middle school with bands like Asking Alexandria, The Devil Wears Prada, We Came as Roman, stuff like that. And then I just kind of progressively started listening to heavier and heavier stuff. So I kind of missed really getting into the 70s and 80s era of rock and metal. Not that I don't respect it. It was just never my thing. I think specifically because I'm a vocalist, and I've kind of realized this now, is that, I'm the vocalist for two bands. I'm the guy that gets on stage and I yell at you, right? So the way I do vocals is the vocals that I enjoy. The heavier, grittier sound of vocals, the screaming. And the 80s, the 70s and 80s rock and metal like Dio and Ozzy and stuff was just never big. Yikes. It's funny because I've noticed that a lot of my audience here on YouTube for these reaction videos, they're a lot older than me, and I've noticed that a lot of them really enjoy the 70s and 80s metal, and they hate it when I talk about that. Do you still have your song recommendations list handy? Yes, I do. Yes, I do have it handy. It's right next to me. I'll grab it. It's a notebook here. Let me flip it over here. So if you have something new to recommend, I will absolutely write it down. Carl R., would you ever consider video vocal instructions something similar to Cardavox? No. Here's why. The dude from Cardavox is knowledgeable as hell. Not only is he very, he's very good at educating his audience. He's got an ear for it, man. I can teach people how to scream. I've done it. I've taught people how to do screaming vocals, but when it comes to the technical terms, when it comes to really talking about it in a very educative way into educating his audience, he's so far the best that I've seen, especially when it comes to metal vocals. He's incredible at it. So I would never want to do something like that because he's just so good at it. But yeah, I mean, that would be cool. I mean, if I had more of a formal training and I also was, maybe I was a certified instructor or a singing teacher, or maybe that was more of a consideration. But for now, probably not, no. HCW, Japanese look their language on t-shirt, not cool. They are happy, current logo on your merch. So you're saying that you wouldn't want something that says metal vocals reacts, but it's in Japanese. So you're saying you wouldn't like that. Because I'm trying to figure out what merch that you guys would like. Right now I have my merch store open, and typically it's just kind of if you look at the logo here, it's a lot of it's right, the logo with this on it, whether it be black or white and different colors of shirts. I'm looking at what designs would you guys like to see, or something like that. I'd like to do something that you guys would like. Correct. No, I appreciate it, HCW. No, I appreciate the feedback, man. I do. So should I assume that you're from Japan? Or that you're Japanese? But yeah, no, back to kind of what you were saying, Carl. Yeah, no, Cardavax, he's incredible at what he does. He's a crazy good vocalist. He's a great singer. He's super imaginative as well, if you've ever listened to his music. He's basically created his own language for his music. I mean, and it's super cool. He's very knowledgeable. I love watching his videos because of how education, like, it's funny because there's times where I'm like, he'll explain a vocal style. I'm like, oh, I do that. So that's what that's called, so he's way more knowledgeable than me. I can get up there and I can, and I know what I'm doing, but when it comes to the technicalities of it, he's your guy. Yeah, what designs are y'all into? I mean, it depends what you guys like. You are Japanese? That's awesome, man. Well, welcome to the stream. You love the logo? Well, I'm glad you do, man. I appreciate it. Like I said, it's pretty much an open forum. Talk about music. Talk about whatever you want, guys. Talk about your week. If you had a rough week, talk about it. I want everybody just to be, just a quick reminder in the chat, be friendly as possible. Just, be as friendly as possible to each other. Be consultative and educative to each other, and just talk about music, talk about your week, talk about games, talk about whatever. We're all just here to kind of hang out. I'm here to try to get to know you guys. You're my subscribers, so that's kind of like my main goal, is just to kind of interact with you guys. I make the reaction videos, which are cool because you guys will comment and you'll give suggestions, you'll give feedback, you'll give information surrounding the band, but I don't really get to talk to you in real time. So you're the guys checking out the videos, hanging out with me, so that's enjoyable for me. That's Japanese. I don't know what that says. Now I gotta look. I'm Googling it. I'm Googling your Japanese because I'm just a dumb American who does not speak any other language, so I have to Google Translate that. Metal vocalist reaction. Okay. Wait, is the name of the band Reaction Band? Formed in 1983 by Yasuyuki Saito and Tetsuyuki Soramachi. I'm just gonna keep messing this up. Oh, just in case if you want to put Japanese on your merch. Okay. Okay. Because I was looking here, I'm like, this looks like a band from Japan. It says Reaction, the Japan of heavy metal. It looks like it was actually a band. Was there a heavy metal band from 1983 to 1989? That's what your merch would look like in Japanese. But okay, I just got thrown off because it looks like there's a metal band, maybe, called Reaction from Japan. Is that just a coincidence? I have no idea. So because I looked it up and that's what it said. Reaction Band on Wikipedia is a Japanese heavy metal band. Interesting. Now let's see. I'm gonna look it up now. Reaction. See, now I'm curious. Look at this. We're finding new stuff. No, it's not a coincidence. Maybe it isn't. Let's see here. Yeah, they're an old. Wow, it's a real thing. In 1989, Reaction was a Japanese metal band from Tokyo. It says they were active from 1983 to 1989 to 2006 to 2009. Their lyrical themes were about driving cars and heavy metal music. That's crazy. Definitely a coincidence. That's fun. It's still funny though. It's still a funny coincidence. But hey, no, I definitely appreciate you doing that though, because my biggest thing was if I was going to do that, I want to make sure that it's correct and it's correctly done, and so I don't put something up there up on the merch and you guys are like, you're an idiot, dude. That's not what that says. I'm like, crap. But thank you, HZW. I appreciate it. And do you live in Japan? Are you from Japan, or are you say in the States? And you're, I'm just curious because your English seems to be better than mine, so maybe I'm just stupid. But that's definitely awesome. I appreciate it. Anybody else jumping into the live stream? What's going on? Make sure you guys hang out. Throw some in the chat. How you doing? How was your week? Have you listened to any new music lately? That's super cool. I'd love to hear about it. Now, Socrates, you went silent on me. You want a good Japanese band? Crystal Lake. Crystal Lake is awesome. Ryo Kinoshita, I think is his name, is an incredible vocalist. So Crystal Lake and Crossfaith are my two, those are the two big ones, and then I'd say my favorite, honestly, my favorite Japanese band is Deviloof. Hands down my favorite band. They're just nasty, heavy, angry, and just I really enjoy it. You live in Tokyo, Japan, but you stayed in the U.S. for 10 years. That's awesome. That's cool. That's cool. I would absolutely love to visit Japan at some point. I'd love to visit, really just travel. I think it would be really cool, especially in Europe. Europe would be all, I don't know, just traveling away from the United States would be nice. I'd love to visit. Sorry, just chilling. Well, you wanted to give me some. I felt like you had a reaction, Socrates. I got my notebook out and ready for you. I have my pen ready. You're like, you got it handy? I'm like, yeah, I got it handy. And then you just left me. You went quiet on me. I shed 3 tears for it. I had 3 tears. You didn't see them because it's all internal, but I did. I cried a little. Please come over. Yeah, no, I'd love to visit. I'd love to visit. Socrates, I've been to Tokyo way back in 19... Wow, okay, so 21 years ago. That's crazy. Socrates, not to make you feel old or anything, but 21 years ago, I was 6 years old. I probably couldn't even write my name. Sorry. But I'd love. My father has been to Tokyo, Japan. He went there for work, and he said it was super cool. So I'd love to. If I ever get that opportunity, I'd love to travel. But right now, we're kind of screwed with the whole travel thing, and really kind of screwed with going anywhere, really. Especially because of the pandemic thing that's going on. And I just want to ask you guys. I want to ask you guys. Did you guys see that movie that's going to be coming out called Songbird? They literally made a movie about COVID-19 already, and it's called COVID-23, and it's messed up looking. Anybody else see that? I'm like, is that one of those moments where you go, that's too soon? Like, it's too real because we're living this now? Like, we're living in a pandemic, and then they made a movie about it, and then they made it 10 times worse. Like, now it's infecting the brain, and people are going crazy, and we're having to shoot them on spot. I'm like, oh, that's great. Great. Yeah, so if you guys didn't know about that, yeah, check out the movie Songbird that's going to be being released. It looks pretty effed up. Or am I the only one that saw that and was like, nah, it's messed up? Now, is it a horror movie? I mean, essentially, it's not really horror, but it's like more of like, I don't know what to call it. I'll read it to you. I'll read you the synopsis of the movie. It's a 2020 film. Maximus, what is going on? Good morning. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Songbird. So it's a thriller/drama. Immune to the COVID-23 virus, a courier races against time to save the woman he loves from a quarantine camp. So that's what it's all about. It's this guy's immune to this virus, so he can't get it. Gotta go. It's lunchtime. Love your reaction, baby, but I'll give up. Yeah, absolutely. HGW, thanks for stopping by the stream. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day, okay? Enjoy your lunch. Yeah, definitely check it out. It looks interesting. It looks pretty. Honestly, it looks kind of messed up. Someone's always gonna try to find profit off of horrible things. The world's dealing with the virus pandemic. Guys, I got an idea. We should make a movie about it. Call it something else, and make it worse, but make it into a love story. Nailed it. I mean, it's like too soon, right? But there's always a way to capitalize off of horrible things, right? I mean, that's the world we live in. It's all about the money, right? It's all about making money. Is anybody having a drink tonight? If you are, put in the chat, what are you having tonight? Even if it's just water, tea, pop, alcohol. I don't know, maybe you're drinking the blood of your enemies. I don't care. What are you having tonight? Songwriting material, huh? Best way to deal with the BS we are living through. Yeah, it's weird though. When I write, I typically don't. I don't know. I don't typically go. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna write about this specific thing. Like, I'm sad. I want to write about sadness. Which is weird because, I mean, typically from a lot of people that I've talked to, they're very much emotive writers. They write based on the emotion that they're feeling, or maybe a state that they're going through, or something that they've been through, tragedy. Like, I can force myself to do that, and I have, but typically I'll be hanging out, and out of nowhere, I'll just be like, I really feel like writing right now. I don't know at all what I'm going to write about. I don't know how I'm going to start it, but I'll sit down, and sometimes I'll sit there for a half hour and stare at the screen, and sometimes nothing happens. But when I'm in the mood to write, typically something happens. So I will end up writing something. So it's odd. I have a very odd writing, process. I mean, there are other ways that I'll write too. If someone provides lyrics to me, and they say, "Hey, can you look this over? Hey, can you check this out? Or hey, can you help me make this better?" Then I have a field day with that, because then it's so easy. It's so easy to take somebody else's lyrics, unless they're already really good. Then you don't need to touch them. But it is so easy to manipulate and make other people's lyrics better. Which I can enjoy from time to time, because I will have people who'll send me stuff. I'm like, hey, can you check out something I've written and give me your thoughts on it? And, I do the same. When I write something, I always send it over. And I'm like, whether to me, my band guys, to my girlfriend, whomever, I'm like, hey, check this out. What do you think? And I'm not asking them to feed my ego. I'm asking them to tell me their honest opinion. Like, yeah, I think you can do better. And I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, you're probably right. Let me work on this some more. But that's kind of I don't know. I have a weird writing situation. Carl says, Socrates, first of all, says they're drinking beer. Nice. That movie, it can be seen as two things: capitalizing off of tragedy, or just expressing how you feel about it. It could very well be the latter. Art, movies, music is all about expression. That is and typically I would agree with you. But I think if you're looking to express how you feel about it via an art form that is in the style of, say, a visual production, look at B movies, look at indie movies, then I will agree with you. But any movie, I see a lot of movies, like, more so nowadays. I mean, look at all the comic book movies. What art are they expressing other than box office dollars? It's but there's an audience for it, and I understand that. But art is good for stating how you feel, as subliminally as you want, or as loud as you want. Sure, no, absolutely. And that's one thing that I typically like to do when I write. And that's you're absolutely right. A lot of times I like to write, if I can, depending on the topic, I like to write subjectively as much as I can. And it doesn't always come across that way, because I like my music to be able to be connected to by the people listening to it. My lyrics, if they read it, I want them to be able to read it and be like, you know what? I get this. I understand what's going on. I get it, but maybe not in the sense that maybe the artist is portraying it, but a sense that I can apply it to my life. That's what I think about why I think subjective writing is super cool, because you can really appeal to people. And a lot of times a big thing for a lot of people is just wanting to know they're not alone, and it's maybe something hard that they're going through, or maybe something that pisses them off, or whatever it may be when it comes to listening to music or writing lyrics, and they read something, and that's something that a lot of people can really want. The feeling of, okay, I'm not alone in this. Other people have felt this emotion, or other people have been to this point, or other people X, Y, and Z. People like to be able to connect in that sense, because no one ever wants to feel like they're alone in something. Because if they feel like they are alone in something, then you can get this like, am I crazy? Am I crazy that I feel these emotions, or am I crazy that I feel this way about this specific thing, or am I crazy to be mad about this that's happened, etc. So I think that's what's cool about subjective writing, is being able to appeal to a wider audience, and also allow them to connect with your writing in their own personal ways, connect it personally to them, so they can look at it and go, you know what, after reading this, man, I know other people feel the way I do, kind of thing. Hollywood doesn't care. It's all about those dollars. Hell yeah, man. And can you blame them, though? The amount of money that they're making off those movies are astronomical. Anybody still hanging out in the stream, just stopping by, saying hi, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good night. Hope you've had a great week. Let me know what you're doing. If you're having a drink, how was your week? Do you have a good week? Do you have a bad week? Did you watch one of my videos and you want to stop by and say hi? Really, this is kind of a free-for-all. Just come hang out, say hi, relax. Maybe take a sip of your favorite drink, talk about music, talk about whatever really you want. This is kind of an open forum, and I'm cool with it. Just kind of relaxing. That's kind of the whole plan. And just keep in mind, if it feels like I'm not getting to your questions or etc., there is a small or a slight delay on the stream. So if it feels like it takes me forever to answer your questions, just because there is a delay on the stream, that's all. Ace, good evening, everyone. What's going on, Ace? How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. You having a good night, man? Or woman? I need to stop saying that, because I've realized that every time I've said, you having a good night, man, or what's up, man, they're like, I'm a chick. And I'm like, oh, of course. I'm an idiot. No worries. How was your week this week? My week was good. Like I said, I started a new job now, going on, I'd say about 3 weeks ago. Starting a new job, it's a great opportunity. But it's a lot to learn. It's a brand new industry, brand new world, brand new lingo. Great thing is I work completely from home. That's kind of a blessing. But it's definitely going to be a learning experience for it's going to be good, and it's great. So I'm excited to see where it takes me, because I think it's a great opportunity that could potentially become something really, really cool. But doing great for a Saturday afternoon, 2:42 p.m. Ace, are you in Australia? That I don't know. That because Australia's always call them future people. I feel like that's where you're at. Correct me if I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm right. It's good to think positive. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. and you got to find things to think positively about right now because there's so many things you can use. That's right, mate. He hit me with the mate. Damn it. I wish I could hear him actually, or her, him or her. I wish I could hear them say that because the accent makes it all the better. That makes it just even better. Maximus, it's 3:44 a.m. here. You said good morning earlier. Why are you still awake? Shouldn't you go to bed, Maximus? You got to be exhausted. Melbourne, Australia. That's awesome, Ace. But he hit me with the mate. My night's made right there. I wish I could have heard him say it. We don't have cool. We don't. I don't get to hear cool Australian accents here. I have to watch YouTube for it. No, that's definitely awesome. I actually played. It was funny because I played with a band from Australia. Where are they actually from? I'll tell you in a second. I gotta remember their names now. Oh, I'm blanking hard. I'm gonna come back to that because I went to type it in. Can't remember it. I just remembered it. Whoa. Okay. It's not good. All right. Where are you from? They are from Queensland, Brisbane. That's where they're the band I played with. Start work at 6 a.m. Wow, hard worker, Max. 12-hour shifts are no joke. Those suck, man. Those definitely suck. Now, Max, if I remember correctly, you are from the United Kingdom, right? Ace, I really enjoyed your Love Bites reactions along with a few other bands you've done. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, a lot of, I feel weird, because, I get a lot of views on those videos, so the Love Bites ones and the band made ones, even the Baby Metal ones. But I almost feel bad because it's like, well, I don't want to make videos for clickbait. So I don't want people thinking I'm doing reaction videos just to get views. So it's like I have like a love-hate relationship with reacting to them because a lot of people want me to go back and check out some more Bandmade, some more Love Bites. I'm like, well, I've checked out to quite a bit. I feel like if I keep doing it, people are going to think I'm just doing it for the views, and I'm trying to avoid that. So it's like it's weird for me. DZG Recordings. Hey, dude, what's going on? What's going on, man? How are you doing tonight? And Ace, yeah, so the band, I remember, the band that I played with actually was really cool. I don't know why I blanked on it, but it was actually on their first ever U.S. tour. The band was called, I'm not sure if they're still making music. I think they got a new, yeah, they are. They got a new vocalist. But the band is called Aversion's Crowned. They're from Queensland, Brisbane. And we played with them in this washed up pub here. I call it a pub. Played them in this crappy venue here, and dude, their vocalist Mark Poida, one of the most powerful vocalists I've ever seen live. I mean, he stepped up there and just killed it. But it was just cool talking to them because they had very, very thick Australian accents. At least to me, they were. But it was really good playing with them. They were incredible musicians. Yeah, just outside London. That's awesome. Socrates says, I've been to Australia as well, and I visited Darwin and Catherine. I don't know what any of that means. I'm assuming they're places. Carl acting like he doesn't know me. Maximus, I'm a security guard who sits around all day watching YouTube videos. So here's my next question then, Maximus. If you sit around all day and you watch music videos, how do you keep your cardio up? So what happens if you have to actually become security? Like, what happens if you have to what if you have to run somebody down and beat them with your nightstick or something? Can you do it? Or do you just kind of like, whatever. Yeah, just let them go. I even had Vegemite and I rather enjoyed it. Hold up. Vegemite. What does that sound? I feel like that's supposed to be really gross, right? I feel like I've heard of that. Let me look this up. Oh, what the hell is that? It's like black. It looks like tar. Vegemite is great. He is not using too much. I'm looking at it right now on Ugh. Hold up. Hold up. I'm gonna pull this up for you so you guys can see this. What is this crap? What is this? It looks like tar. So this is like a real thing that Australians like. They're like, yeah, I need. It's like their peanut butter and jelly. Like, I gotta get some Vegemite and put it on my bread. Maximus, I don't run. I tell the other guards to do it. I'm more in control in a control room doing side axis. Oh, okay, okay, fair enough. So seriously, Ace, what the hell is this? It looks like I'm spreading tar on my bread. Is that it's like toast, right? Like, why not use? That's it, but you'll never use that much on bread or toast. The song lyric for the men at work song "Land Down Under," but it does. I mean, so is it? What does it taste like? I'm curious. Because I mean, like, why not like put butter on your toast, or jelly, or peanut butter, like peanut butter and jelly. That's like the classic, right? You put them together, it's delicious. You eat it, num num num. I gotta read what the description is of Vegemite because now I'm. All right, let's see here. It's hard for you guys to see, but whoa, I'll make it big. Am I gonna come on? I'll make it try a little bit, make it bigger here for y'all. Vegemite is a thick, dark brown Australian food. Just the description of it just is gross. Thick and dark brown spread made from leftover brewer's yeast extract with various vegetable and spice additives. Okay, so now there's another one. So we have another one. It's called Marmite. So Marmite is a food spread made from yeast extract invented by German scientist Justus von Liebig and originally made in the United Kingdom. It is byproduct of beer brewing and is produced by Angelo Dutch Company. Like, see, it's, honestly, your face is priceless. Okay, so honestly, after I've read both the descriptions of them, this doesn't sound like something like. So when I think of like something that you spread on like bread or toast, I always immediately go to breakfast. But this would be like Marmite, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, and Vegemite. It almost sounds like it would be good as it would be good as like an appetizer going to like a brewery. Like breweries are super popular right now. Having a beer with bread and Vegemite on it, right? Oh, that's it. I just got called a yank. All right, I should just end the stream now. I just got called a yank. I recently installed a Vegemite factory in Maristrum. That's gross. But I'm just saying, after reading both the descriptions of it, it sounds like at a brewery, you order an appetizer when you order a beer. Like, to me, like the Marmite and even the Vegemite sounds good with having like warm toast with that, like a small bit of that spread on it with like a dark beer. To me, that paired together would be really good. Or I could be really wrong, but to me that sounds like that would be like a hand in hand kind of thing. And maybe that's exactly what you guys do, and I'm just, but that's kind of how I kind of looked at it. What's everyone drinking today/tonight? Well, I am drinking with my ASMR ice cubes, which I need to add more. Hold up, let me do that right now. So I have my mini Cokes, Am I allowed to do that? Am I gonna get banned if I like show like labels like that on a stream, like Coke? I don't know. But it's not really Coke. It's folk. It's Yoke. It's Yoka-Cola. And I'm going to be doing that and mixing it with. I won't show you this bottle, but you can kind of see it above here. This is Captain Morgan rum. So we're gonna go ahead and do a nice little add to my mixture here. I'm a Yank too. That's fair. So would that be? I mean, is that just short for Yankee, right? You know, considering now, would that be considered an insult though? Like if you're called a Yankee? Just curious. I'm just trying to learn, man. Scotch, huh? We got a Scotch guy here. All right. Never gotten a Scotch. I like whiskey. I like bourbon. I like rum. Never gotten a Scotch. Never gotten a gin or vodka or tequila. So I typically call like vodka and tequila. That's like the basic white girl drink. That's the girl that wants to scream all night and then throw up a lot and then keep dancing. I'm Aussie. Is that like a flavored moonshine, apple pie? Ooh, there you go. Got the folks and me drinking Caribbean rum tonight. Are you even old enough to drink? Scott, what? Yeah, I've never been a big Scotch guy. Let's see. What was I was about to look something up. Is Yankee insulting? Let's see. It is the term Yankee insulting. This is happening. The shortened form Yank is used as a derogatory, pejorative, playful, or colloquial term for Americans in Britain. So okay, so I guess I should ask. I'm not even sure what pejorative means. I understand the other three. I'm going to have to look that up too. For Americans in Britain, Australia, Canada, South Africa, Ireland, New Zealand. The full Yankee may be considered mildly derogatory depending on the country. All right. I'm learning something new, so next time you come at me, I'm ready. Expressing contempt or disapproval. Okay, so let's be honest here. Derogatory and these two are negative. Playful and colloquial is not necessarily negative. It's fairly positive, right? I mean, yeah, it's more of a neutral term. So okay, I don't know, Socrates, because right here it's telling me that, 2-1 essentially here. So we have two negative, one kind of positive, whether it be playful, and then colloquial is more of a neutral term. I don't know. I'm watching you. All right, only in the South if you're called damn Yankee. That's fair. That's true. That's fair. But I don't live in the South. So I do have another question. And speaking of, I don't know how we're getting there, but how we got there, but. I hope everyone is doing well. I forgot to say that when I first came in. Yeah. Hopefully everyone's doing well. It's kind of a crappy time, but I think that's why doing stuff like a live stream and being able to actually talk to the people watching my videos is really cool. Because in a time right now with the pandemic where a lot of people aren't going out and really getting to be social, getting to do anything, or having any social connection or interaction, this is kind of a form to do that. And what I think is really cool is that like, I don't have a giant following on YouTube, right? So when I do these live streams, I'm able to have a personal conversation with each and every one of you. And as we keep going, I'll get to, if you guys keep coming back, I'll get to learn about you every time you come, so we'll build kind of that relationship. So when I see you guys comment on my videos, I'm like, oh, that was Socrates. Yeah, he was, they were awesome, on the stream. I should make sure that I reach out to them or et cetera. You're just kind of building that relationship with my viewer base, which is really cool. That's why I'm enjoying doing this a lot, because it's kind of a way to connect socially when you can't really go out during the pandemic. Socrates says, a Yankee is someone from the North. A damn Yankee is someone from the North who moves to the South. Yeah, I just went through 4 months of the toughest lockdowns in the world in my city. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, no, it sucks. I mean, right now where I'm at, so I'm in the United States. Obviously, I'm in Ohio, and it's probably worse than it's. I mean, it is. It's worse right now than it's been since the start, and they're not doing any type of lockdown. I mean, they've done a like a curfew. Um, but really, they're not really they're not really doing too much. Ace says, yeah, you just gotta stay positive and try to chat with people, even if they're online. Yeah, absolutely. You gotta find ways to kind of you know have an outlet, right? Everybody has a different style of outlet too. Um, so like for me, I love playing games. And so I like to play a lot of video games, listen to a lot of music, or I'm writing, etc. Um, let's see here. Yankees is the term reserved for the New Yorkers only. Anyone who disagrees is wrong. Shut up, Carl. um, Maximus, the Aussies call us limey or pommy. Pommy or pommy? I don't know what either of those mean. And I'm going to look them up. I'm afraid to look anything up, though. Like, words that I don't know. But I'm going to do it anyway. Limey. Limey is a predominantly American slang nickname for a British person. Ah, okay. How about, I'm doing it. I'm risking it. Pommy. British. So it just means a British person. Fair enough. Fair enough. See, I'm learning new things every time. But the thing is, I know not to call you that. So if you're my stream, I can't be like, "Oh, what's up, you limey bastard?" So I need to find like terms of endearment. Give me some terms of endearment. You're not really a country until the British give you a nickname. A positive of lockdowns. I've discovered so many new bands and artists. Yeah, no, absolutely. So another great thing is like, so there are positive of a terrible situation like this if you want to keep your head up, YouTube, you'll say Scotch has got scotch. Does that mean you have scotch currently and you're drinking scotch and flexing in front of a Christmas tree? Now that's a picture I need to see right there. Bunch of Nigels and Bruces here. Interesting. I feel like we're just sarcastically insulting each other now. But yeah, Ace. Another great thing. One of the positives about a lockdown when it comes to bands is most tours got canceled until 2021, right? And we don't know when that's actually going to be because of different guidelines in different states, etc. But so a lot of bands, the only thing they can do is write, right? If they can't tour on the music that they've released, the next best thing is just keep writing music and keep releasing new music. It's the best time for that. So that's one positive thing when it comes to music in general, is that a lot of your favorite bands are releasing more music than they ever have because that's all they can do right now, which is definitely really cool. Carl says another positive of lockdowns is writing time for music. Much more time for focusing on writing some material. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100% that. It's looking like it's opening them up soon, hopefully. Yeah. I'm not sure, how the vaccines and stuff are working and how they're going. I've seen so many different stories about, one group of people saying this is amazing, these vaccines are great, X, Y, and Z. Then there's other people saying the second round of vaccinations are making them sick as a dog, worse than COVID, and that they're stuck in bed, X, Y, and Z. So it's just like, it's so hard to figure out where the truth is, Bands have been doing live online shows or live streaming their DVDs, which has got me through some tough times this year. Stay home, stay metal. Yeah, absolutely. I've seen a lot of bands are finding new ways to capitalize on not really capitalize, but trying to find new inventive capitalize. Yeah, capitalize is the wrong word, so ignore that. finding new inventive and creative ways to reach their audience, right? They're trying to, it's their career, right? You know, and the pandemic and touring has taken a huge chunk out of their basically their income. So bands are having to find creative and inventive ways to do things. So these, renting, it looks like a lot of them are renting out studio space, or even venues, and shooting a live performance there, having the mixed sound go through live, and it sounds really cool. A lot of bands are doing that. Suicide Silence did like a world tour thing you could buy tickets for, and Fit for a King did it. August Burns Red did it. A lot of bands, I know Love Bites did it, because I reacted to one of their songs from one of their streams that they did, that they are all kind of hung out, and they streamed their live DVD and checked it out. Maximus says, if we don't like you, we are polite. If we are overly polite, we hate you. All right, good to know. So if I ever come to the UK and someone's super nice to me, it's because they hate me. So I'm like, all right, probably shouldn't talk to them. But what if they come up to me like, hey, F you, dude? Like, does that mean that, so if they're mean to me, is that kind of like nice talking to y'all. Gonna have yeah, absolutely, Carl. Thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate you hanging out. Have a good night, man. So it's kind of like, so is that kind of like, we always talk about like little boys and girls, when the little girl's picking on the boys because she's flirting with them. I paid for a live Love Bites private show. I cried during the show. Wow. Yeah, that's definitely cool. A lot of people were talking about the live shows that they were doing and stuff like that. And that's really cool. It's cool to see them finding inventive and creative ways to kind of appeal to the audience and hanging out. I think it's important, I think music as an art, regardless of the genre of music that you listen to, regardless of, take away, personal opinions on style, or, but whether it be rap, rock, metal, hip hop, country, jazz, EDM music, dubstep music, whatever your choice of music is. I think music is such a great outlet for people, and on so many different platforms, so many different levels. It's a way for people to connect to something, and whether it be you as a musician or you just as a listener, sometimes it's good to kind of connect your emotions to a song, or just really just, and that kind of covers a lot of it. Connecting your emotions to the music, or using something, a song, to really cheer you up at a bad time, or maybe you listen to sad music when you're sad because it goes with your mood, etc. But I think it's just, music is such a way more powerful thing than I think a lot of people realize, I should say. And there's people. It's funny because I've talked to people. I've worked with people. I'm like, yeah, well, what's your favorite music? It's like, I don't really listen to music ever. I'm like, well, what do you do in the car? Well, I listen to like talk radio, or or I don't know. I don't really listen to a lot of music. I'm like, I could never imagine my life without listening to music. At some point every single day, I'm listening to music. Unlucky Morpheus did 2 live shows and showed 2 live concerts shot on 1 camera. That's awesome. Unlucky Morpheus I really enjoyed because of the violinists. I love violin and metal. I think it's super cool. Ace says, well, it was the 3-year anniversary of their debut album that they streamed in the studio. So I think that's actually the one song that I reacted to, if I'm not mistaken, from that. I think it was like the last. I reacted to the last song of their stream, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Love them, Lucky Morpheus, and listening to them now. They just uploaded a live video of Make Your Choice on YouTube. Okay. I saw Unlucky Morpheus last year in London. One of the best bands I've seen live. Huh. That's pretty cool. I recently watched the video they shot with a VR camera. Interesting. I wonder how that is. That's definitely probably, something that might be the kind of the future for bigger bands. once VR is more readily accessible and really ironed out. Because right now, virtual reality is kind of crappy. It's not very good. But I think it's a cool concept with like throwing out buying tickets to a basketball game and just putting your virtual reality headset on. You're sitting on the court watching the game. It looks like you're there. Even at a concert, virtual reality concerts, and stuff like that, which it's pretty cool. I think there's a lot of possibilities that can be there for it. That's definitely kind of cool. I'm gonna get rid of that stupid thing. Boom, gone. I watched this before I came on. Nice. Almost all music I listen to now is from Japan. Nice. It's crazy because, without doing these reaction videos, a lot of these Japanese bands, a lot of really these bands in general, I would never venture out to listen to. Just because it's not one of those things I would think about unless I came across it on accident, Sergeant, I'm assuming that's Sergeant Six Killer. Hello, how you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. We're just kind of hanging out, chatting, talking about music. Really talk about anything you want. It's kind of like an open forum. Just hang out, have fun. If you're having a drink, tell us what you're having to drink tonight, and just relax. Ooh, I put a lot more in there. I move my phone around, just pan across. Yeah, and absolutely you can do that too. I know a lot of I've seen some videos on there that do it with like the 360 video, and they set it up, and you can kind of you can look all around, look at the crowd, look at the stage, look at the members and stuff. That's pretty cool. I want to see Nemophila live. They look really cool. They look really good. Yeah, I enjoyed them as well. I thought they were pretty cool. I've seen your Baby Metal reactions. Okay, awesome. Actually, did you say they're? I'm gonna mess it up. Megitsune, Megitsune cover. I probably said that wrong, and I apologize. Nemophila have done some great covers too. That's crazy. It's funny because typically the music that I listen to, like I said, I would never have went down that path of Japanese rock music. Love Bites, Bandmate, Dollbox, Nemophila, and just so many more that I've listened to. The Japanese bands that I listened to were like Duran Gray, Devil Oof, Jaluka, Dex Core, and what was the other one that I can't remember. Crossfaith. So those are like the Japanese bands that I had listened to. So it was on the completely different, I guess, side of things. But we're really Megitsune. Thank you. Are you listening to music on stream? No, unfortunately, I am not. The reason being is because if I listen to any music on stream or I play any music videos on stream, I could potentially the stream can get taken down for copyright issues, so DMCA can take you down, unfortunately. Amber, I'm late. I overslept from my nap. It's all good. Welcome to the stream, Amber. Maximum the Hormone. Yeah, I've listened to Maximum the Hormone. Good call there. I have listened to them. A lot of people have been wanting me to react to them, but I've heard them. I know what they're all about. And that's why I kind of haven't really reacted to them, because I will agree they're a great band to react to if you've never heard them. But the thing is, I've heard them before. I know what to expect when I do listen to them. So, I think that's why I haven't done it yet, because I just feel like the reaction wouldn't be as genuine, because I kind of know what to expect from them, Have you heard of Katzenjammer? No, I have not. Just passing by before. Yeah, no problem. If you want to however long you hang out, I appreciate it, seriously. So Katzenjammer, huh? So Katzenjammer was an English language Norwegian band from Oslo, formed in 2005. English language, so they're Norwegian, huh? Interesting. So it looks like an all-female Norwegian band too. Interesting. I'll have to check them out. No, I've never heard of them. That's definitely, it'll be something new for me. Um, have you heard of Bloodywood? Yes, I have heard of Bloodywood. I think they're great. Bloodywood's definitely great. They kind of they went viral for a while. But they're really cool. I came across them. I think where did I come? I think it was just a random YouTube video, or somebody played them in one of their videos. But yeah, no, I have heard of Bloodywood. They're cool. They're definitely cool. A metal Bollywood, right? Katzenjammer is a Norwegian all-girl bluegrass / folk rock band. Interesting. I'll have to check them out. I will have to check them out then. Amber, have you Sergeant Six Kill. Bloodywood has Ari Ari? Is that a question? Because that's the name of their song. Are you asking if I've heard that song? Because I have. And it's featuring kind of the other guy. I think he's like kind of like a rapper or kind of style of. Amber, have you heard of Brothers of Metal? Brothers of Metal. Let's see. Brothers of Metal. So it's an actual group. So then probably not. Brothers of Metal, a Scandinavian band, huh? The 8-piece hailing from Falun, Sweden, consists of three vocalists, huh? 2 male, 1 female, 3 guitar players. What the? What? I think that's their song. No, I wondered if that's one of the... Yes, Ari Ari is one of their songs. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. 100%. It's an 8-piece band. 3 guitar players, 1 bass player, a drummer, and 3 vocalists? Why? If you have 3 guitarists, man, they better all be so good. So that's a problem when you watch some of the bands here in the States. Like they'll come out and like, oh wow, they have 3 guitars, and they're all chugging. They're all just hitting that top chord, just and there's no uniqueness to it. No one's playing technical. So 3 guitarists. That's interesting. 3 vocalists. That's my biggest thing when it comes to vocalists. You can have too much and hopefully they do it really well, but I'll definitely have to check it out. Because 3 guitarists is more heard of. 2 vocalists is typical, but when it gets to more than 2 vocalists, and even 2 sometimes, it can begin to be too much. But I'll definitely check it out. I mean, they were obviously signed. They look like they've got some records out, so I'll definitely check them out for sure. I mean, I could be surprised. I'm not, absolutely. I'm not against checking it out. Ace says, is it Yusi Tekakoku? I probably completely butchered that. If you're a metal vocalist, do you have any of your songs on YouTube? So yeah, I do vocals for 2 different bands. So I will link you the latest material. So let me pull that up right now for you. So this is of my band Astral Black, where it's heavy. This is our song called Twilight. It's not gonna let me link it here. Why? Yeah, it's gonna make me. I have to log into there we go. Boom. So I just linked it in the chat, guys. So that's one of my current bands called Astral Black. That's our song Twilight. We premiered it on a channel called Slam Worldwide. So if you want to hear what I do, and even if you go to my YouTube channel itself, I actually have a playlist called Vocal Covers, so you can see me do it there. See me do vocal covers there. And then my other band is called this. And this is my other band here, and this is Defy Reality. So I do vocals for both bands. I'm actually doing vocals for another project as well, a third project that's not announced or released or anything yet, but that's gonna be coming up. So what did I just miss here? If you want something very different and out of left field, try how long. Okay, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that second piece. No, I'm gonna try it just to embarrass myself. Life, I'm not even gonna try. Actually, screw that. No, that's nope. But I will definitely, I will definitely check it out. I thought the Wagaki band was big. Wagaki band was cool. I thought it was super cool. Like I said, a lot of these bands that I'm being like suggested to check out are very unique, and they have a very unique sound. But it's not like unfortunately, a lot of it's. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of it's not something that I'm gonna jump in my car and like, I really want to listen to that song again. I think it's cool. I think it's creative, but it's like, it doesn't stand out to something that I want to add to my playlist. But again, I think that's mainly because of my personal preference, and again, that's something that I guess I'm trying to grow out of, because I'm very particular with what I like, so I'm trying to use this as a way to kind of open my mind to different styles of music, different ways of instrumentation, vocalization, just trying to kind of step out of my comfort zones when it comes to that, because of the type of music that I do, But it's still good to hear something different every now and again. Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of why I'm doing that. I'm trying to kind of step out of my comfort zone when it comes to that, because that my entire even if you don't listen to it and repeat, yeah, absolutely, is my entire life is revolved around heavy music and heavy vocals, because that's what I do, with both of the bands that I do vocals for. It's just heavy music. So this is a way, when I started, doing these YouTube videos, it's really a way to discover new and different styles of music. That's why I always put in the description, different genres are welcome. It doesn't just have to be super heavy music. Even though that's kind of where I'm most comfortable, but that's not, I guess that's not the whole point of of doing this. I'm trying to step out of that comfort zone and listen to music that maybe I typically wouldn't give two thoughts to listen to, or check out, just to see, maybe I'll find something that I really enjoy that I didn't know about. Sergeant Six Killer, that Twilight song sounds a lot like Norwegian black metal. Yeah, so it's so the genre that we're kind of a part of there is it's considered blackened deathcore. So we have a keyboardist that you'll hear that does some keyboards in the other song that we released too. There's another song that we've two songs now. The full album's gonna be in 2021. But yeah, so there is black metal influence in there. Six Killer, absolutely. With more compression, I guess. It just depends, So typically, black metal vocals are like guys like Cradle of Filth and stuff, and I'm not a huge fan of that vocal style at all, because one, it's terrible on your throat. It's not recommended at all. Ace says, now I'm stuck with J metal / J rock, or even J pop. I grew up in the South, so I listened to country, rock, metal, and rap. Fair enough. Maximus says, Helong, I probably mispronounced that, so I apologize, is different and takes you out of your comfort zone. They are more like Celtic, Scandinavian, old tribal music. That definitely does sound interesting. Let me actually, where's my pen? I want to write this down. I want to make sure I actually check these out. So they're called Heilung. Okay, so I'm going to write them down. Sergeant Six, it was really good. Are you the only vocals on that song? Yes. So all the vocals that you hear in that song are me. Now I stick maybe with rock and metal. Sure. I mean, obviously there's days where I listen to some rap music. There's days where I guess you can consider I listen to, I don't know if you consider it country, but maybe it is. Sometimes I'll listen to some artists that are more, I guess, country. I wouldn't consider it country, but who knows. But typically my go-to is heavy music, metal. You know. Wow, such a diverse voice. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. I definitely do. Yeah, so there's another song, Sergeant Six Hill, if you're interested, that's not as diverse as that one, but same band, Astral Black. The song's called Half Eaten, Buried Alive. That's the other single we just released. If you want to check that out, you'll hear more of the keyboard. Our keyboardist in that one it's really cool sounding. He's super talented. But we're gonna be releasing a full album coming up here in probably the next 6 months. I appreciate you checking it out, though. So that's another thing, though. I typically don't try to push my personal music on my YouTube channel. Oh yeah, I'm actually gonna write the Katzenjammer down. And the song is "A Bar in Amsterdam." Okay. Sergeant, what was the name of the song you mentioned? So the other song that we released as Astral Black. So the song that we just released is called Half Eaten, Buried Alive. It's released on the same channel that the other one was on, Slam Worldwide. But yeah, it's same title as SO Astral Black. The first one I shared with you is Astral Black Twilight. This one is Astral Black Half Eaten, Buried Alive. We just released that about, I'd say, 2.5 weeks ago. Bar and answer. Let me write that down real quick before I forget. Um, 8 says I recently got into / found a band named Guys, heavy vocals, and so it's J metal. Okay. Katzenjammer means cat wailing in German. cat wailing. Of course it does. Okay. Of course it does. That just sounds like an awful noise. Like a complete awful. Just a terrible sound. You found it? Awesome. Cool, man. Oh yeah, Half Eaten Buried Alive is much more up my alley. Really good. Awesome. Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad you like it. Got any exciting reactions lined up? That's a good question. So, what's good about these streams, this is only my second stream, and it's a lot of fun talking to you guys. So I'm glad I'm doing this. Well, now I have 2 just from tonight, which is Halong and Katzenjammer, or Cats Wailing. And then I also have a Japanese band I can't pronounce. I still have to check out Lisa X, Undead Corporation, Lady Baby, X Japan, Little Zavy, Slick, Gacked, and their song Redemption, Venomist, and Galmet. So I have plenty of reactions to do. Are you ever going to get back at any Dollbox? Yeah, I think I'll check out some more Dollbox. I know they did a few of their videos, so if you have a particular song that I haven't checked out, shoot them over. Let me know. Absolutely, I can definitely check out some more. What did I just miss? Sergeant Six Killer. I can't believe such a demonic voice comes out of such a soft-spoken person. Yeah, and that I think that's the best part is no one expects it. I've heard you're not the first person to say that. I typically am a very, very introverted person, and I think that shows in my videos because I don't have those really crazy like emotional reactions to the music where I'm freaking out, flailing around, being stupid. I'm typically pretty reserved. But let me see if I can look it up for you. I'll show you a live video that's not Astral Black, but it's my other band of myself, so you can see me. It's actually me, because I know with those videos you can't tell. Man, I'm struggling to type. All right, so I'm gonna link you to a live video that we played, Sergeant Six Killer, and then I'm gonna try to catch up on the chat that I just missed. So that link that I just linked to you is a live video of my other band, Defy Reality, but you'll be able to see me do vocals live. Anything with Fuki is gold. What Japanese band you can't pronounce? Lady Baby is so good. Yeah, I've heard. I'm definitely gonna need to check out Lady Baby. That's for sure. Damn, Scotch is kicking in now, mate. Versatility in a voice is great. Yeah, absolutely. And that's one big thing for me when I listen to music is the range and the versatility of the vocalist. I think mainly because I'm a vocalist, so I'm looking for range and I'm looking for versatility. Like you mentioned there, Ace. So I think maybe that's sometimes why I struggle with it. If I hear a vocalist and their range isn't really, especially a metal vocalist, isn't really, it's just kind of there. They just stick with a mid-range vocal instead of really pushing themselves. What did I just miss there? Is that Aurora in your profile pic? It's Ultimecia from Final Fantasy VIII. I'm assuming that's what that means. I mentioned last time that I've never played Final Fantasy, and I thought that my throat was going to be slit virtually. Socrates. Man, these names. Sekaawa? Keto Awa. I'm even, I give up. Shout Down, or the live version of Dragonet, includes a drum solo, are the other good songs of Dollbox. Okay, I'm just going to write that. I'm going to write that down, because I'm going to write that down instead of trying to pronounce it. What Unlucky Morph is Unknitting Sorceress was made out of. Yeah, so I actually reacted to that song, and I was able to find out that they're just a bunch of, from what they said, a bunch of nerds that just love video games, which to me was awesome, because I love playing video games. So let me write this down real quick before I forget. Damn, now my typing's going off the cliff. Yeah, loved your reaction to that video, mate. Awesome. Cool. That's definitely really cool. Yeah, and what's really cool about this is, when I do these live streams, I'm getting to talk to, subscribers, and some of you, have commented on the videos, some of you haven't, and I think that's what's really cool is I get to kind of talk to you in, real time, live. But it's just to me, it's way cooler because you kind of get to know me better other than the videos, because in the videos, it's just like, hey, what's up, guys? Like, I'm checking out this band today. Let's watch it. And then I watch the video. This is, to me, a lot better and a more comfortable format for, I guess, somebody like me, where I get to just kind of relax, chill, and just kind of hang out and talk to you guys. uh, yeah, I love the guy with the hair in the live video. Yes, so that would be Nick. He is a really goofy dude. I love him to death. He's a great guy. But I've never seen that dude not smile when we're playing our music, man. He's dancing, and half the time he puts his hair down, and it's just this big fluff ball. But yeah, he's awesome. He's a blast to be around. He's a great dude. Love Bites brought me to your channel, my favorite band. Okay. I really like Love Bites, but I wish they sang in Japanese. Interesting. The thing is, for me, is they're like, yeah, she sings in English from what everyone's told me, but a lot of times I have a really hard time distinguishing her singing in English. Yeah, because her English pronunciation is so bad. Um, Asami's accent is still pretty strong. That makes sense. Yeah, and that's one thing I've noticed before, because I remember I remember reacting, one of the first reactions I did. If I can't remember specifically one, I'm like, I can't tell. I'm like, I think that she's singing in Japanese, but I think I've heard a couple English words, and someone got really mad at me. They're like, excuse me, but they're singing in English. Everything that she sings in English is in English. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm sorry. People, that's one thing I've really, really noticed. People get really defensive. and what's funny is that even if it's a band that I don't like, I always try to find positive elements. I'm like, hey, that was cool, or this was cool. I typically don't come out and outright say, man, that band sucked, or I didn't like that at all. They were awful. Because I generally don't believe these bands aren't awful. Any of them. There might be a personal preference of it doesn't appeal to my taste, but I don't think any band sucks or they're awful or they're talentless. I think they're all incredibly talented. It just may not appeal to me. But people get really, really defensive. Didn't Care song is good. Detonator is pretty good. Okay. Socrates, you mentioned you like the violence in Unlucky Morpheus. The live version of their song, The Tower of Blood, is violin driven, has a violent intro. Oh, awesome. I'm actually going to write that down. It's called The Tower of Blood. Pretty cool song name. I feel like my handwriting's better when I'm buzzed. It's not right. But I still respect an honest opinion, and I appreciate that. I don't think Asami can speak English, but she is learning, and that is where the problem is. Yeah, that's a giant problem. In my personal opinion, because they're obviously incredibly talented, very talented. And what do you think of Bish? Ace, what do you think of Bish? Sergeant Six Killer would like to know. And I'd like to know too, because I have no idea what a Bish is, other than what people here in the United States may call each other thinking they're funny. Instead of the word bitch, they'll call each other Bish. I kind of love you after seeing that live footage. Well, I'm glad you liked it. I appreciate it. And that's the thing. I typically don't try to push my music at all ever in my videos, or I try not to at least. I put the links in the description of my videos, but I never tell people about it. I don't like to push my band's music because that's not what my YouTube channel is about. It's more about me just hanging out, meeting new people, as in like learning about new cultures. Like I've learned so much about the Japanese culture from a music standpoint than I could probably ever do on my own, just from you guys commenting on videos and just learning about new bands and stuff. That's kind of like the whole point of the channel. So I don't like to shamelessly start plugging in my music because it just doesn't feel right. I'm on a Bish Discord. I do like them. Okay, can someone tell me what Bish is? I feel left out. I feel like I'm like, you guys are having this like side conversation here, and I'm just like completely stupid. Oh, okay, Bish are and were a Japanese punkish rock band. See, I never heard of them. I'm writing them down as a reaction. You could have told me to react to them. I wrote them down. Whether you like it or not, I did it. I did the thing. I tell you what, though, my room smells delicious because this is a peppermint candle, and that one back there is a peppermint candle. And the best part of it is I can breathe. The peppermint allows me to breathe. And I love it. I love it so much. What? And they have like 18 vocalists, of which only about 6 can actually sing. Which makes him extremely charging. That's an exaggeration, by the way. Okay, thank you for clarifying that, because when I read that, I'm like, all right, I'm not looking up Bish if they have 18 vocalists. So now I'm looking them up. Like, screw it, we're here, we're doing it. Oh, that's so bright. You see that on my face? It was like the sun from my other monitor. Bish band. Interesting. So here we go. Bish, also known as Brand New Idol Shit, is a Japanese idol group that was founded in 2015 by their manager Watanabe Junosuke. Sure, I'd probably ruin that name. The group was conceived as a successor to BIS, an idol group managed by the same person. All right, so I actually have a question for you guys that you might be able to clear up. Because somebody really got mad at me when they had me check out a band called Passcode. And I said, and then that video, I was like, I'm not a huge fan of it. I feel like there's too many vocalists, there's too much going on, and, just I wasn't my thing. And they got really upset with it, and they yelled at me because they're like, you just clearly don't get what an idol group is. So maybe you guys can help me clear this up. Because when I look up, because typically if I don't know something is, I try to look it up. I try to research it to try to identify what it is, right? So it says here that a Japanese idol group is a type of entertainer manufactured and marketed for image, attractive. Wow, I can't speak. I should stop drinking. Attractiveness and personality. In Japanese pop culture, idols are primarily singers, but they are also trained in other roles such as acting, dancing, and modeling. I can't even speak right now. I'm sorry. And I don't know. So for me, it's like an idol group is no different than just a band that has backup dancers. So for me, it was just a band. It was just a band, and and they just got really upset with me when I was like, I don't like them. I think having that many vocalists took away from the instruments, and I wasn't a fan. And then the person got really, really upset about it. I was like, well, you're just pompous. They got really mad at me because of it. And I'm like, wow, I didn't know that my opinion affected you that much. If you like punk bands, try Mutant Monster Abnormal. Interesting. I don't mind Passcode, but they're a bit too weird for me. Oh my god, Mutant Monster is amazing. Sergeant Killer said that. I'm just reading through the chat. LOL. Some J-pop almost crosses into J-rock. Everyone isn't going to like all music. Well, it does. You're right, Socrates, and that's absolutely the case. And I try to preface that with my band, like my videos. Like, listen, these reaction videos that I do are merely opinion based, right? I mean, just because I may not like something personally doesn't mean that you can't have an opposite opinion. Doesn't mean that you can't like them. Doesn't mean you can't love them either. And I feel like people, when I provide an opinion, get really upset. Like how dare you think that? So sometimes it can be kind of entertaining, and my goal isn't to upset people when I do these videos. My goal isn't to make people mad, but my goal is just like, hey, you gave me a song to check out. I checked it out, and I found things that I liked about it, but overall, it wasn't my favorite. And that's kind of how I try to approach it. I really try hard to never say or come out and be like, yeah, this band sucks, or I hate this band. I think I do a fairly good job of that. But yeah. Sergeant Six Killers. Wait. Let me back up a little bit here. Maximus Houghton says AKB48 have over 120 members. Is that a band? What? I haven't heard Mutant Monster before now, but they're going to on my playlist immediately. Interesting. See, you guys need to tell me so I can be writing these things down. Like, hey, you should react to Mutant Monster. Like, cool. Mutant Monster is sort of a mix of the Ramones and the Clash. Interesting. Sergeant Six Killer says, I feel like some reactors declare that something is objectively bad, which kind of annoys me. But when you make it clear that it's your opinion, then who can disagree? I agree with you 100%. But the problem, and that isn't that the whole point of a reaction video, right? Is people want you to check out. It's like, when people ask me about reaction videos, like, well, what's the point of a reaction video? People watching you watch a song, or I'm like, it's like kind of how I explain. It's like, have you ever had a song that you really, really enjoyed, and you really wanted to show somebody else because you wanted to see, them. You're hoping you'll see them react to it the same way that you did, or you're hoping to see them feel the same type of emotion you did about that song, right? And you get that great feeling from it, like, oh, you gotta check these guys out, they're awesome. And then you're like sitting there in anticipation, waiting for their reaction. And the most devastating thing is when they turn around and they don't have that reaction, right? Or they do have that reaction, and then you're like, oh my god, yeah, woo! And and that's just kind of like that's reaction videos in a nutshell on YouTube. It's people give you they want you to react to one of their songs because they love it. They love it, and it makes them feel a certain way. So then they watch your reaction to it, and if it's not, and a lot of times if they watch that video and you don't react in the way that they expect you to, they automatically begin to think negatively about it, and they're like, well, you just don't get it then. You don't understand. Well, it's like, that's not about understanding or getting. It's all about personal preference and opinion, right? This song, although it may make you feel good, it may have helped you through super hard times. That's fantastic, and that's awesome. And I'm glad that that's done that for you, but it doesn't do it for me. Because everyone has a personal taste, and that's okay. That's why I encourage people, on my videos, if for at the end of almost all of my videos, I'm like, guys, you can thumbs down the video. That's okay. And I'm like, but if you do that, please, comment and give me some constructive criticism. I'd love to know what I can do to make this better for you. Let me catch up with the chat here. Exactly. People just want you to like what they like. No, and absolutely. I mean, who wouldn't, right? Who wouldn't want, who wouldn't want, somebody to like what they like, right? I get that. Most watched reaction videos for confirmation bias. Yeah, that's fair. Like, I love Love Bites. If someone doesn't like it, but if they still gave the song a chance, they still get a thumbs up. Sure. Damn, Mutant Monster seems to be everything I wish Scandal was. I watch some because the song will get broken down and explained and they talk how things are. Yeah, no, absolutely. Maximus, I agree with you there. 100%. So that's why I lost my train of thought. I apologize. I enjoy watching, like, typically when I watch reaction tube, that's what I call it, reaction tube. I watch guys like Cardivox Academy, because he reacts to bands that I typically listen to, so he kind of caters to more of the music that I enjoy. But he's a vocal teacher. He runs basically a small company, and he's just a very, very outgoing, very likable guy. And he's a phenomenal teacher. And you can see that from just his videos. So he's like the type of guy that, if they're going to teach you to sing, teach you to scream, teach you to be a vocalist, that's the type of guy that you want doing that. Because he's the type of guy that you're never going to feel like he's judging you. It's like that no matter what you do, he's always like, dude, you're doing great. Let's keep it up. He's always it looks like a very supportive guy. He looks like a very, just an overall really cool dude, and his videos really express that. He's incredibly knowledgeable, especially when it comes to the vocal coach aspect of it, talking about, where, when it comes to specifically screaming, going over like tongue placement, like different styles of screams, like tunnel throat. You're going to put your tongue right here at the bottom, at the back of your bottom row of teeth, and it's going to look like that. So when you scream, you're going to get what they call a tunnel throat. Or when you're going to do a guttural, you're putting a tongue to your roof of your mouth. So he does a great job of explaining the techniques, breathing techniques, and how important it is, to utilize your diaphragm, etc. So when I watch stuff, that's what I enjoy watching. Maximus is for how they break it down and how they explain it. And really get to that. I typically don't watch YouTubers who are just like blah, yelling and screaming. And as soon as they start doing that, I'm gonna be honest with you, I turn them off. Because I've checked out stuff. And actually we've had 3 or 4 people now react to my band Astral Black, and it's cool. It's really cool. They've said some really kind things, but I typically, like I said, if I get into and I start watching a reaction from a YouTuber and they start yelling and they start they jump up and they throw their chair down and they're screaming and they're blah 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 blah, and it seems over dramatic, it seems too acted out, I'll turn it off and I'm like, I don't want to watch that. It doesn't seem genuine to me. And that might just be me because I'm more of an introverted and kind of a laid back person. Socrates says, I love Maximum the Hormone and respect your opinion on them. Absolutely. I think Maximum Hormone is awesome, but I just never react to them specifically because I have listened to them and I know what to expect, so my reaction wouldn't be genuine. But I think they're cool. They're a cool band. They're fun to watch. The energy that they have in their music videos on stage is, it's a lot of fun to watch, and it keeps you wanting to watch them. Ace says, my top 3 bands I listened to on Spotify this year: Love Bites, Unlucky Morpheus, and Cynthia. Interesting. I've never heard of the third one there, Ace. You should watch Pictures, Noise, and Words. He's a guy who used to do reviews for music papers. Pictures, noise, and words. I'm gonna write it down. Okay. I'm subscribed to a couple reactors who have some cool song breakdowns, and you can tell they are passionate and honest. Yeah, and that's great. I love listening to a reactor who's able to really, one, either be able to intelligently break down a song, or they have the knowledge, whether it be vocally, instrumental, or on the instrumental aspect of things, and really just kind of break things down. For me, like, if I could, but people don't seem to really like really like it, is, and it makes for kind of a longer video, and it doesn't really appeal to a lot of people. But maybe I should just do it anyway because it's what I enjoy. I really like going through the lyrics that bands write, and that's why it's difficult when I react to Japanese bands, because then I'm struggling to find a translation, and then I'm hoping that the translation was done correctly. I like checking out lyrics and trying to figure out the meaning behind the lyrics or the interpretation behind it. I enjoy that aspect of digging deep, because, as a songwriter myself, and when I write the lyrics for the band, my bands and stuff, for the most part, I put a lot of effort into that. I put a lot into it. So I want people to be able to read it and check it out and like it. So that's what I enjoy. That's what I enjoy the most. So if I could, in every video, I would be reading through their lyrics, breaking them down, and talking about them. But it just seems like that's not a popular format for a lot of people. A lot of people just want that band was great. All right, see you in the next video. Bye. That's kind of what I've run into. I like his reviews / reactions. Okay. Cynthia were around before Bandmade, one of the early all-girl hard rock / metal bands. Okay, cool. I said, I feel like you're getting more Australian the more scotch you drink, though, because before you were just saying mate, and now you're saying crikey, mate. Let's see how this works. So does the really thick Australian come out when you drink more? Definitely do what you enjoy, for sure, man. I know, I get that, and I appreciate the support. That's what I love when people go into the lyrics. Yeah, and I typically love doing that too. It's just a lot. That's what makes it difficult. And everyone's like, you should react to more Bandmade, and you should. A lot of everyone wants me to. Oh yeah, mate. Everyone wants me to react to all these bands that are foreign, that are speaking in a different language, and I'm just a dumb American that only speaks English. So a lot of it's difficult. So a lot of times that's really all I can do is watch a video. I'm like, yeah, I liked it. The instrumentals were cool. I had no idea what the vocal was saying, but it sounded cool, and that's kind of what I have to do, because I suppose I'm catering to what people want to hear and want to see, which I mean, it is what it is, right? The language barrier in music gets a lot of people. Sure, no, absolutely. And I guess a really cool thing for me too is that a lot of bands actually try to cater to the U.S. music industry, because the music industry in the United States is massive. I mean, it's worldwide, right? So a lot of bands that are looking to get big, a lot of times they try to cater to that, and they do sing in English, or they, um, so that's definitely something that I've noticed, and it's really cool, and especially being in the music industry as well, I've noticed it. Ace says that the language barrier in music gets a lot of people. Once you overcome it, it's a whole new world. Oh, absolutely. And that's why I've also kind of enjoyed this path too, and that's why I've kind of tried to stray away from doing a lot of Japanese J-rock reactions, because I've listened to like 7 or 8 different, Japanese all-female rock bands now. And I'm like, okay, that was really cool, but if there's that many in Japan, there's the rest of the world too, right? Excluding the United States, excluding Japan now. What about all of the other countries? There's got to be, like, for example, the Who, the Mongolian metal band, and then Shepherd's Reign, which was a Pacific, they're Pacific Islanders from New Zealand, and like there's got to be more bands like that. And then, for example, I react to a band called Burger Kill, which I thought was awesome, and they were Indonesian. So it's like I'm looking to do kind of like travel, travel the world in music. That's kind of what I've been enjoying. Sergeant Sixgo says my top 3 in Spotify this year is Baby Metal, Lady Baby, and Die Antwoord. Die Antwoord, sorry. Die Antwoord's hilarious. They are great. I haven't listened to them in a while. That's why I'm listening to. That's why I'm loving Japanese music at the moment. It just feels fresh to me. So I've seen Lady Baby mentioned a lot. I'm gonna definitely need to check them out and do a reaction for them. The Japanese music scene is almost as big as the United States. Interesting. It was bigger in the 90s. Sure. And that's kind of how I came across Deviloof. Deviloof blew up. Their one song, it's called Torture. I mean, it's heavy. They're very heavy, and I enjoy them. But their one song, it blew up like overnight, and then that's how I found them. And then I started listening to them, like, man, they're awesome, and they're considered visual K deathcore. So then so that's kind of like what introduced me is like the whole thing around visual K, the costumes and the makeup and the aesthetic behind that. And then I started checking out other bands that did that, like Dexcore, and got into more stuff like that. Sergeant Six, Japanese is bigger than that. Okay, I did read that. Sergeant 60 says, what I like about listening to music in a language I don't speak is that I don't have to care about the lyrics. So that's very, very, very hard for me. And the reason being is because that's what I do, man. I do vocals, you've heard me. And I write everything that you're hearing when you listen to my music. I've written all the lyrics for that. So the lyrical content and the vocals are very, very important to me, because that's what I focus on the most, because that's what I do. So I just, subconsciously, without thinking about it, that's what I'm listening for. I'm listening to the vocalist, not so much to judge, but sometimes I listen to a vocalist that's just like crazy and doing crazy techniques and crazy things. I'm like, wow, that's awesome. I'd love to be able to do that. And then I start looking up things, or I read their lyrics. I'm like, oh, those lyrics are really cool. They're very poetic. They told a story. They're very emotional. So that's why that the gap, that step, listening to music in another language is difficult, because I don't speak the language. So the slang or different terminology and stuff, it's different, right, in different cultures. So it's hard for me to really grasp that, Lady Baby is a weird entity. They started as a trio, then became a duo, and then a quartet. Visual K, so good. And then they use session musicians like Baby Metal. Darren Gray always blows my mind. Socrates says you still have the other New Zealand band, Alien Weaponry. So I've actually listened to Alien Weaponry before in their song is it Kai Tangata or Kai Tangata? I have heard Alien Weaponry. That's why I haven't reacted to them either, because I have heard them. I know what they sound like. I actually have one of their songs in my playlist. I can't remember the name of it, but I do enjoy them. So that's one of the reasons why I haven't really checked them out either, is because I've listened to them, so my reaction wouldn't be genuine. I get that about the lyrics, but I'm extremely political, so there are so many bands that just invalidate themselves to me with their lyrics. I actually try to keep politics and completely out of my writing. It's not fun. I'm not. And some people, it's a platform for politics, but for me, it's not. Music is not a place for me to be political or use politics. It just isn't. There's other places for it. You did mention that. Let me write that down. I just dropped my pen. my typing mate. Nice test. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. So okay. Let me. I just want to make sure I mess it. DANKARE detonator. Let me write that down. Cool. Writing that down. Sorry for my comments being long and hard to read, but English is my first language. You don't have to apologize at all. Seriously, um, your your English is probably better than mine. So seriously, no apologies needed. If anybody's got a problem with it, they're welcome to see themselves out of the stream because we don't need negativity here. I'm sorry. Okay. Music is emotions. Music equal emotions. Um. Cosmic Nova, welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming and checking that. What are your thoughts on Djent? I love Djent. Who doesn't love Djent? Well, plenty of people don't love Djent. No, I love Djent music. I think Djent's awesome. Um, your English is still better than mine. See, you got the support, Sergeant. But no, I think Djent's awesome. Bands that kill it for Djent for me are bands like Polaris, Polyphia, even Era. Trying to think of. I'm drawing a blank here. Well, obviously Meshuggah. Who are Djent? I don't really understand what Djent is. So Djent is basically it's a it comes from the tone of a guitar, right? It sounds goofy, but that's where the genre came from. Djent, Djent. That's literally what it is. So, have you ever heard of the band Meshuggah and their song "Bleed"? What about Periphery? Thoughts on them? Um, I like Periphery. Periphery's cool. Um, but I would say, yeah, Periphery is definitely kind of genty. Animals as Leaders, Tesseract. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. Djent style bands, even Born of Osiris, The Contortionist, Hacktivist, Volumes. Volumes was big. I've seen Meshuggah live. Okay. Well, he just play guitar. Never heard of that. Yeah, it's a genre, man. It is. It's more in the style of music that I listen to. But yeah, back to sorry about that Cosmic Periphery. Yeah, I like Periphery. They're cool. Blood Eagle was a cool song. I never really got into Periphery as much as some people have. It's kind of like Between the Buried and Me as well. I never really got into them as much, but I have friends that are really into Periphery. I have friends that are really into Between the Buried and Me or the Djent genre. Genre. I can't even speak. Okay, so Djent is something different, completely different than I thought. Yeah, it's basically just it comes from a guitar tone. It really is. It's the Djent, and that's kind of why it's called Djent. It's hard to really explain. Let me see if I can find a good explanation for you, so I don't make a fool of myself here. Here you go. So, Djent is also known as djent metal, is a subgenre of progressive metal. Its distinctive sound is a high-gain, distorted, palm-muted, low-pitched guitar sound. The name Djent is an onomatopoeia of the sound that it makes. I feel old now. I started my Djent journey with Angus Young. Interesting. Very interesting. Angus Young, huh? What? I've never heard Gent from AC/DC. Now I'm curious. Isn't it drop G? I mean, Gent can be played in multiple styles. It's not limited to the tone or that you're playing in. My band Defy Reality, we play in drop A, and there's some songs that could be considered more genty. Um, the tone of the guitar doesn't necessarily mean the genre or the style that you're playing. Angus is a god in Australia, mate. Well, I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. Steve Terraberry, yeah. So Steve Terraberry, the YouTuber, yeah, he does a lot of gent stuff, and he does goofy gent videos as well. So he does a pretty good job of being goofy and talking about gent. Even Jared Dines. So Jared Dine does was doing every year he did a gent video with a. I think the last one he did was, I can't remember how many strings were on the guitar, or something ridiculous. Let me see if I can find it here. Here you go, guys. I will link you a video that Jared Dine does, and he surrounding the genre gent. Recommend a Bish song. Bish. Good old Bishes. I'm going to write it down. Non-tie up. Is this pen? Writing down stuff with it. My favorite is Giant Killers. I'll write that down too. I got to Gen through AC/DC. I used to listen to EDM a lot, then got into rock through AC/DC, then ultimately Gent. Interesting. But I missed it. Someone mentioned Polyphia earlier with Baby Metal. So yeah, Polyphia did something with Baby Metal. Yeah, they're an instrumental band. They're super talented. I've mostly only seen their concerts. They're mental, so I don't know don't know many of their songs' names. Gotcha. Oh, just thought you've heard of Leo. Yes, Frog Leap Studios. I just can't pronounce his last name. Yeah, I've seen his covers. I think he may have brought him up last time. He does some cool covers. Really enjoying your live stream. Well, that's good, man. That's good. I probably won't be streaming too much longer because I am exhausted. I am tired. I'm at this point, I'd say a few hours past when I typically lay down for bed because of work. So I probably only got like 10 or so more minutes left in me, but I appreciate you and I'm glad you liked the live stream. But like I said in my videos, if you check out the videos throughout the week, I'm really enjoying the live streams as well. I like talking to you guys, meeting you guys, hanging out with you guys, and so every Friday I'm going to be starting a stream at 10 p.m. and just kind of going for as long as I can stay awake. But I appreciate, I can't express that enough, guys. I appreciate you guys coming in, hanging out, just chatting, music, about your weeks, whatever. Just letting me kind of learn about you and what you guys are all about, So it's a lot of fun to me, and it's a way to connect. It's a way to connect during the pandemic, where a lot of people feel like they might be kind of stuck inside and not able to do that. So this is cool, And what's really cool is that you guys are kind of talking to each other throughout the chat. I bet if you streamed on Chatterbait, you could play music. Yeah, live streams are nice to just chat and nice to chill and chat about things. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I wish I could. I wish we could do like live reactions, But unfortunately, YouTube is so strict with that, and they will cut it. They'll cut you. They'll literally turn your stream off. Look at that message. Yeah, Ace, you're a bit drunk, mate. The scotch has really gotten to you. Drag Eye, greetings, Trent. What's going on, man? How are you? Are you having a good week? How you doing? Thanks for stopping by the stream. I just want to let you know I did receive your email. I forgot that I started a new job, so like I'm in a new email that I failed to check that one, so I will get back to you. I'm not ignoring it, I promise. Yeah, YouTube is so strict this year. Yeah, I've seen that happen. Yeah, unfortunately, so that's why I don't do it. So if I do stream on YouTube, it's going to be more so in this format of just kind of a relaxed setting, just kind of chat, hanging out, talking about music, or just kind of talking about whatever, really. Good to see you're doing well, or appear so. Yeah, I'm doing good. I started a new job, so I'm fairly mentally drained, mentally exhausted from that. So that's going on that. Maximus, yeah, that happened to Sonny Von Cleveland. Sonny Von Cleveland is here in Ohio with me. I don't know him personally, but I've met him a few times. Funny enough. And I've been to a couple of venues, and he's local around here. So actually, I know who Sonny is. Congrats on the new job. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hopefully you wanted a new job. Yes, I did. Actually, I absolutely did need a new job. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, I ended up losing my last job along with about 100 other people. And I was out of work for about 5 months before I could find something new. So it's very nice that I finally found a new job. Eventually when I get into my own place, I'd like to have a cooler, a little bit more set up background, because right now I'm kind of crammed in here, and not a lot really I can do. I really love this stream. Well, I love you, YouTube Real Estate. I just finished up work for the year this week. It's pretty happy. Nice. That's awesome. Now you get to relax. I'm still strung out on Love Bites. Just watch MDO again. MDO. I don't think I need that. Hopefully everyone can share and spread the word about the stream. It really is great to just openly talk and chill with great people. Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of fun. This is the second week I've done a live stream now, and the first week was really successful, and I had a lot of fun. This week it's been a lot of fun. We never know where the the chat's going to take us, whether it be music. Last week we ended up talking about Disney and video games. So it's a lot of fun, and like I said, it's definitely can be an outlet for people who feel kind of trapped inside for the pandemic and don't really get to socially interact with a lot of people. So it's definitely a lot of fun, and I enjoy getting to meet you guys. You're from all over the place. I've met people from Japan. I've met people from Brazil. Met people from the UK now. And so it's cool, it's cool seeing where you guys are all from. Australia, Ace is from Australia, my drunk Australian friend Ace, who is downing scotch for almost 2.5 hours now. What have you heard? Troll eat troll from Lady Baby. You guys keep bringing up Lady. I need to. I'm gonna write Lady Baby down again and put like a big star by it so I can go check them out. And if you didn't think I was serious, let's see. Lady Baby right there. With two terribly drawn stars. Whoa, okay, what I just Disney needs to take a chill pill with their monopolization, but we don't know, but we don't have to talk about that now. Norwegian. See, now somebody that's Norwegian. See, that's cool. That's awesome. Uh, nice, mate. Socrates, Orlando here. Okay, I think I do remember you talking about that on the last stream. Drag Eye, most devastating observations. The lyrics include lines like betrayal don't ever come from your enemies, if you can grasp that. That's true. I started 11 a.m. my time. Fair enough. I mean, it's the weekend for you, Ace. Get wrecked. It would be nice to have more people, but too many you can't keep up with Jet. Yeah, no, absolutely. And and right now, eventually we might have more people. It just depends on who the word gets out to, and I'm still trying to find better ways to I guess market this and make it appealing for people to join. Maybe doing it at the time that I'm doing isn't the best time. I don't know. This is all a test for me. So if you guys have suggestions, I'm always open to hear. But one cool thing that I can do if there are more people, I have things that I can do on my side where I can slow the chat down a little bit, and delay it a little bit longer. So my responses might be a little bit slower, but I'd still be able to, talk to you guys, which would be cool. That's what MDO stands for. Gotcha. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. The Lady Baby song I recommended to you last time is a great introduction to them. Okay, I have that written down. It's Saturday, mate. May as well enjoy it. That's fair. That's very fair. Enjoy your Saturday, man. As long as that, your channel is still growing. Yeah, absolutely, Ace. Yeah, my channel is still growing, and a lot of that, I have to thank from doing the videos on Bandmade, doing the videos on Love Bites, Dollbox, Nemophila, Baby Metal, a lot of people seem to really enjoy those reactions. They have a very, very strong viewer base. I try not to stick just to those because I don't want people thinking I'm only doing it for views, because that doesn't feel right to me. I know I've mentioned this, but who knows? Maybe I need to do more of those to grow my channel even more. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. And like I said, and this is only the second live stream I've done. And the fact that I've had people in here hanging out and talking consistently the entire time, that's cool for me because I get to know you guys, right? I get to talk to you guys maybe on a more personal level about how are you guys doing? How are you holding up during the pandemic? And really get to have that connection with you guys, which is really cool. Oh yeah, Drag Eye kills it. When it comes to Love Bites, Drag Eye is all about Love Bites. I know that. So definitely, if you love Love Bites, talk to Drag Eye. And also, check out his music, guys. Go to Drag Eye's YouTube channel and check out his music. It's really good. It's super chill. It's super laid back. So go check it out. Sergeant says what I can guarantee you about reacting to Cats and Jammer is that it won't get you any new subscribers. That's okay. And and as long as I have fun doing it, I don't care if I get new subscribers. If it's whoa, I almost threw my thing. If that's what matters to me. All right, let me write that down. Naipan Manju. I probably said that wrong, but I'm gonna write it down. Love Bites are my favorite band. But the Love Bites part is totally true. All the rest is subject to scrutiny. Oh, don't listen to them. At the end of the day, we as a musician, as an artist, you are, regardless of whatever your art is, you are always going to be your own biggest critic. So if I can, I'm not sure how many people are actually in the stream right now. I'm not really paying attention, but if you're in the stream, I encourage you, go check out Dread Guy's music. He has a playlist for it. Go check out the entire album. Show him some love. I think it's important to spread that around, man. Don't, scrutiny or not, thanks to the original music. Absolutely. I think it's important. If you're a musician, I want you, to me, that's important, but go check out Dread Guy's music, guys. It's super chill. It's super laid back, and I really enjoyed it. I did a reaction video to one of the songs, so make sure you go check it out. So if you can't, go to his YouTube channel, go to his playlist, and you'll find it there. So absolutely. Katzenjammer is mostly known in... Oh, sorry, I missed a couple there. Okay, if you want Strange and All Over the Place, try Datorama. Okay, I'm going to write that. I feel like I've heard of that, but I'm going to write it down. Katzenjammer is mostly known in Norway, Germany, and Nashville for some reason. That is odd. Like, Norway, Germany, okay. And then Nashville, Tennessee. Interesting. Interesting. Now I'm excited to check out Katzenjammer. Just the name is hilarious. I'm looking. Have you ever seen Katzenjammer live, Sergeant Sixkiller? But yeah, guys, if it's hard to want to promote yourself, and I completely understand that, because that's why I typically don't even bring up my music in my stream too, is because I'm like, whatever. That's why, like, when I record vocals, man, when I'm in studio and I record, I hate it. I hate it. I hate listening to myself, because I'm always like, I can be better. I can do this. I suck, and people are like looking at me like, dude, you need to relax. Because at the end of the day, you are your own biggest critic. And then I'm definitely more motivated to promote Love Bites than my own. But you may be right about self-criticism, so I call it improvisation. Well, I think your improvisation was great. I think the entire improvisation of your album was really good. I think it's cool. So definitely go show him some love, guys. Go check out his music, share his music, love it, fall in love with it, make love to it. I don't care. I don't judge. I'll definitely take that as a compliment. Thanks. Each song is quite different. Yeah, I will agree with that. I listened to, I reacted to one of the songs, but I did listen to a lot of, I think I may have listened to his entire album, and I can definitely vouch that most of the songs, they have a different, unique style to them. So you'll find something that you like. You have seen them live. Okay. They played at the World Championships cross country in Norway in negative 20 degrees Celsius. Okay, I'm a dumb American, and we're on Fahrenheit, so I know I gotta do that. Okay, so it's -4. That's still cold as shit. That's really cold. All right, what? Wait, what? Hold up. First, I've heard of potential sexual stimulation. What did I miss here? I'm so confused. Ace comes in with the eyeballs. I'm confused. First I've heard of potential sexual. Okay, this is great. The eyeballs are great. I love it. What a burger. What YouTube real estate? You're drunk. Go home. It was so cold that the valves on the trumpet froze shut. Jeez. Oh, because I said make love to it. Okay, now, Nani. You made a suggestive comment about the affection for my music. Yes, yes, I get it. Now I understand. It's literally about something I said and I was too stupid to remember. That's fair. That's fair. That's awesome. All right, guys, we're hitting 12:30, so I'm gonna slowly start winding things down. I'm exhausted. I'm struggling to kind of one think straight that it's either me being super tired, which I am, and two, the alcohol that I may or may not have consumed during these past 2.5 hours. But we won't talk about that. Can you post a link? Yeah, go ahead. It shouldn't give you an issue if you post a link. Chat is like learning a new language. That's fair. Yeah, go ahead and post a link. I won't end the stream until you do. It shouldn't give you a problem. If not, just maybe copy and paste the title of the video in there so people can find it. I have no issues with that. But yeah, keep in mind, guys, I'm going to be doing a live stream like this every Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's just kind of the time that I'm doing. Maybe I need to start at like 9, start at like an hour earlier so I'm not so tired. But maybe I'll do that next week. Maybe I'll start at 9 p.m. But I have noticed that a lot of my viewers are not from the U.S., which is really cool. So I try to start it a little bit later in hopes to catch more of you guys to be able to jump into the stream. But it's like last week, it was a lot of fun. And what was really cool about this week is we had some people come back, which was awesome. But we've also had some new people jump in too, which is really cool. Because if we can keep doing that and keep getting more and more people to come in, the more and more, I'm going to be able to learn, find new music to check out, And again, this week I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 12 new songs or bands to check out. So thank you guys. It's awesome. And you guys were awesome to each other in chat. You guys were talking and communicating and having a lot of fun. So I appreciate it. That's awesome, guys. So thank you so much for coming to the stream, guys. Thanks for checking it out. Be on the lookout for the new reaction videos that I release during the week. And then next Friday, I might see you here for another live stream, all right? So thank you guys, all of you. I appreciate it. It means the world to me for coming, just hanging out, and spending some time with me. You guys have a great rest of your night. I'm going to go to bed. Luckily for me, it's right there. Have a good night, guys. Thank you so much.